Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of Modern History Previous Year Questions Part 14. In today's session, we are going to discuss the topics that are related to modern history that has been asked earlier in the exams. We will also see the type of questions that can be asked in the upcoming exams, and we will also take care about the general knowledge facts that we need to remember. So let's start our session and see what are the things we can learn. So before we start, these are the topics I got covered for you in this session. So I've got Jallianwala Bagh massacre, non-cooperation Khilafat movement, and Swaraj party. So the questions would be relevant to these topics. Before we start, images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So first question, who was the founder of Swaraj party? That is the question, quite very good and moderate question because sometimes the people don't know about this. So options are C. Rajgopalachari, Motilal Nehru, Lala Rajpat Rai, Mahatma Gandhi. Take your time. And the answer of this question is Motilal Nehru. So Motilal Nehru was the father of Jawaharlal Nehru. He along with C.R. Das particularly founded the Swaraj party that was in 1923. And this was because the non-cooperation movement was stopped by Mahatma Gandhi, and some people from Indian National Congress, they were upset with this decision and they wanted to be separated from Indian National Congress. But after they were plead to remain in Congress and they can do the work in their own way, Motilal Nehru and C.R. Das particularly, they founded the Swaraj party, remaining in Congress only. It is also known as Congress Khilafat party. So Swaraj Party was formed by Motilal Nehru and Sitrandan Das in March 1923. The formation of this party came after various significant events like the withdrawal of Non-Cooperation Movement, Government of India Act 1919 and 1923 elections. In 1922, in the Gaya session of Congress, C.R. Das, who was presided over the session, moved a proposal to enter the legislature, but he was defeated. Das and other leaders, including Pandit Motilal Nehru, Madan Mohan Malviya, Vittalbhai Patel, broke away from Congress and formed Swaraj Party. Motilal Nehru was the secretary and C.R. Das was the president of this party. In which year did the Jallianwala Bagh massacre happen? Options 1920, 1919, 1891, 1981. Take your time. And I guess the answer you are looking for is quite simple because the Jallianwala Bagh massacre is a very infamous event in our country and it happened in 1919. Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place on 13th April 1919 on the Vaisakhi day. On 13th April 1919, people gathered at Jallianwala Bagh, Amritsar, to protest against the arrest of Satya Pal and Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu. Suddenly, General Dyer, that was Reginald Dyer, entered in the park and without any warning, he ordered his troops to open fires on unarmed crowd. In this incident, about thousands of people were killed and about many were wounded. And it became a very infamous event in the history of India. And if we talk about Jallianwala Bagh massacre, so particularly Rowlatt Act came in 1919, in March 1919, and against that, particularly the people were protesting, and that is why Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Saifuddin Kishdu were arrested. And this meeting was a peace meeting. It was not a kind of a violent meeting, but still they were open fired upon them. Who ordered the Jallianwala Bagh massacre? Options are Colonel Reginald Dyer, Michael O'Dwyer, H.H. Asquith, or Winston Churchill. Take your time. So I guess the answer you are looking for is quite right because the answer is Colonel Reginald Dyer. So Colonel Reginald Dyer had ordered for Jallianwala Bagh massacre. He ordered troops of the British Army to fire on unarmed Indian civilians gathered in Jallianwala Bagh on April 13, 1919. Remember, Michael O'Dwyer was the governor of Punjab at that time, and he was the one who organized martial law in Punjab, and he was the one who sent Ragnar Dyer to set an example that will remain in the thoughts of the people of India for a very long time. Later on, Michael O'Dwyer, that was the governor of Punjab at that time, was killed in 1940 by Sardar Udham Singh in London. So, which Indian revolutionary assassinated Michael O'Dwyer? The question was same. Options: Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Udham Singh, Sukhdev Thapar. Options are in front of you. Take your time. And I think the answer you are looking for is quite right, because the answer is Sardar Udham Singh. So Udham Singh was a political activist who was associated with the Ghadar party while in US. He shot down Michael O'Dwyer on 13 March 1940 in Britain. Michael O'Dwyer was a lieutenant governor of Punjab when Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place in Amritsar on April 13th, 1919. So do remember, Sardar Udham Singh was the one who assassinated Michael O'Dwyer. Which freedom fighter shot General Michael O'Dwyer? Options: Udham Singh, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad. Take your time. And I guess the answer you are giving is right, because the answer is Udham Singh. So Udham Singh was an Indian freedom fighter belonging to Ghadar Party. Ghadar Party was founded in San Francisco in the year 1913 by different type of leaders like Lala Hardayal, and apart from that, some other people uh, like Sohan Singh Bhakna, Kartar Singh Sarabha, and all these people. He shot General Michael O'Dwyer on 13 March 1940 in England. The assassination was done in revenge for Jallianwala Bagh massacre in 1990, for which O'Dwyer was responsible. Singh was subsequently tried and convicted of murder and hanged in July 1940. While Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, and Rajguru were associated with the Lahore conspiracy case, Chandrasekhar Azad also participated in several revolutionary activities, including Kakori train robbery and the revenge killing of the British police officer 1928. So do remember, answer is Sardar Udham Singh. On which festival day Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place? Options are Vaisakhi, Guru Nanak Jayanti, Diwali, or Holi. And the answer is quite simple, because the answer is Vaisakhi. So, April 13th, 1919, on the auspicious day of Sikh Vaisakhi festival, a large crowd gathered at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. General Dyer, that is Ragnar Dyer, ordered his troops to open fire on unarmed crowd. If we talk about Michael O'Dwyer, he was the governor of Punjab at that time, and he ordered the martial law in whole Punjab. Who killed General O'Dwyer in London to avenge the Jallianwala Bagh massacre? Simple question this is. Take your time. And you're right, because the answer is Sardar Udham Singh. So General O'Dwyer led massacre at Amritsar Jallianwala Bagh. He ordered his troops to open fire on unarmed crowd. Udham Singh decided to take revenge of killing Michael O'Dwyer on 13 March 1940 at the joint meeting of Asian Society at Caxton Hall, London. After that, on 31st July 1940, he was hanged at Pentonville Prison. The partition of Turkey should be removed. The post of Khalifa should be re-established. So, particularly if we talk about Sardar Udham Singh, so he was the one who particularly uh, killed Michael O'Dwyer, and this was done to revenge or to avenge the massacre of Jallianwala Bagh, as he was the governor of Punjab at that time when this particular infamous event happened. The Khilafat movement originated in Iran, Germany, Israel, or Turkey. Take your time and think about it, guys. And I guess the answer you are giving is quite right, because the answer is Khilafat movement started in Turkey. So Khilafat movement originated in Turkey during the First World War. The Khalifa's position weakened by the British. Then the Indian Muslims adopted an aggressive attitude towards the British. Thus started the Khilafat movement. Khilafat movement in India started in Mumbai in March 1990 under the leadership of Ali brothers, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. The main purpose was to re-establish the position of Turkish Caliph and to remove the restrictions from religious areas. So do remember that Turkey was the place. In India, it was started by the Ali brothers, and particularly Gandhiji also started the Satyagraha, the Rowlatt Satyagraha, and particularly he also tried to involve all the Muslims and Hindus together in that Satyagraha. He particularly finally in 1920 he led a big movement that was a first mob movement in India, and that was done in 1920. And particularly at that time it was known as non-cooperation movement. Which movement was led in India by Ali brothers Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali? Quit India movement, Delhi Chalo movement, boycott movement, Khilafat movement. Take your time. And the answer is quite simple. The answer is Khilafat movement. So in 1919, the Khilafat movement was organized under the leadership of Ali brothers, Shaukat Ali, Muhammad Ali, Abul Kalam Azad, Hasrat Mohani, Hakim Ajmal Khan, and others. On 23rd November 1919, All India Khilafat Committee session was held in Delhi. Gandhiji presided over this session. October 17, 1919 was celebrated as Khilafat Day. So do remember that Khilafat movement was started by Shaukat Ali and uh, Muhammad Ali. Which is the correct about the Khilafat movement in India? It was a movement in demand of Pakistan. It was a movement to restore the Mughal royal family in India. It was a movement in support of the Turkish Sultan. It was a movement against the massacre of Jallianwala Bagh. So take your time. And I guess the answer you are looking is quite right, because the answer is it was a movement in support of the Turkish Sultan. So after the First World War ended in 1918, the Treaty of Sevres was imposed on Turkey. The particular position of Khalifa was to be removed, and democracy was to be established. And because of that, the whole particular community of Muslims, they started revolting against this thing. So the Khilafat movement was started in 1919, and in 1924 it ended, and was the agitation by Indian Muslims allied with Indian nationalism. Its purpose was to put pressure on British government to preserve the authority of the Ottoman Sultan as Khalifa of Islam. Khilafat committee was formed under the leadership of Ali brothers, Maulana Azad, Hakim Ajmal Khan, and Hasrat Mohani. So remember, it was a movement in support of the Turkish Sultan. Who out of the following led the Khilafat movement? Zakir Hussain, Shaukat Ali, Bakht Khan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Take your time. And the answer we are giving is quite right, because the answer is Shaukat Ali. So Khilafat movement was a movement of Indian Muslims led by Muhammad Ali Shaukat Ali that demanded the following. The Turkish Sultan or Khalifa must retain control over the Muslim sacred places in the erstwhile Ottoman Empire. Jazirat ul Arab, Arabia, Syria, Iraq, Palestine must remain under Muslim sovereignty, and a Khalifa must be left with sufficient territory to enable him to defend the Islamic faith. Congress supported the movement, and Mahatma Gandhi sought to conjoin it to the non-cooperation movement. So do remember, answer is Shaukat Ali. So who out of the following led the Khilafat movement? That was Shaukat Ali. And Gandhiji also supported it and demanded Hindus also to attend this particular movement. And particularly after some time in 1920, finally a big movement was led, that was non-cooperation movement. In which year did the non-cooperation movement begin in India? 1910, 1920, 1930, 1940. Take your time. And non-cooperation movement was started in 1920. It was the first mob movement that was launched by Mahatma Gandhi and was a major leader of this movement. Mahatma Gandhi wanted to boycott or not to cooperate the use of British products, resigning from British posts, educational institutions, prohibition government regulations, courts, adopt Swadeshi habits like hand spinning weaving. Its aim was that Britishers grant self-governance and full independence to India. If we talk about the 1920 non-cooperation movement, so one more thing you can add into this, that non-cooperation movement was started on the day when Bal Gangadhar Tilak died. So remember this point as well. When did the All India Khilafat Committee pass a resolution declaring that non-Muslims should serve in army? Options are November 1922, August 1920, April 1919, July 1921. And the answer is quite simple. The answer is July 1921. So in July 1921, the All India Khilafat Committee passed a resolution declaring that no Muslims should serve in the British Indian Army. Khilafat Committee was formed on 1919 under the leadership of Ali brothers, Maulana Azad, Hakim Azmal Khan and Hasrat Mohani. So do remember, answer is July 1921 was the time All India Khilafat Committee passed a resolution declaring that no Muslims should serve in the British Indian Army. What is correct about the Khilafat movement in India? It was a movement to restore the Mughal royal family in India. It was a movement in demand of Pakistan. It was a movement against the massacre of Jallianwala Bagh. It was a movement in support of the Turkish Sultan. So take your time. And I guess the answer you are giving is quite right, because the answer is it was a movement in support of the Turkish Sultan. So Khilafat movement was a movement in support of the Turkish Sultan. The Khilafat movement was started on October 17th under the leadership of Maulana Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali Johar, and was fully supported by Mahatma Gandhi. There were two demands of this movement. So particularly when we talk about Khilafat movement, so it was a big movement that was started in 1919. And after this, Jallianwala Bagh massacre and particularly the Montague Chelmsford reforms also came. So there were a lot of reasons for Gandhiji to start a big movement in India, as he had already done a lot of experiments in Champaran, in Kheda, and in Ahmedabad mill strike. So now the point is that he has particularly some different forms and some different type of movements to be organized. And the first movement that was a mob movement he organized was non-cooperation movement in 1920. Which other movement was combined with the non-cooperation movement in 1920? Home rule movement, Swadeshi movement, Khilafat movement, Agast Kranti. Take your time. The answer is simple. The answer is Khilafat movement. So Khilafat movement, which began in 1919, brought the Hindus and Muslims on a common platform against the British rule and was the most important cause of non-cooperation movement. So answer is Khilafat movement. So Khilafat movement was the one that was combined with non-cooperation movement finally in 1920. Who led the Khilafat movement? Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Ali brothers, Mahatma Gandhi, Abul Kalam Azad. Take your time. And the simple answer is Ali brothers. So Khilafat agitation was launched in India in 1919. It was led by two Ali brothers, namely Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. It was a pan-Islamic force in India that rose in an effort to salvage the Ottoman Caliphate as a symbol of unity among the Muslim community in India during the British Raj. So answer is Ali brothers. Along with Ali brothers, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad and Hasrat Mohani were also there, who started this movement that was known as Ali brothers. Who led the non-cooperation movement in 1920 to 1922? Motilal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi. Take your time. Simple question this is. And answer you are looking for is quite right, because the answer is Mahatma Gandhi. So non-cooperation movement was launched under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi on 5th September 1920. It was called off because the Chauri Chaura incident of 1922. So features of non-cooperation movement are: the movement was essentially a peaceful and non-violent protest against the British government. People were asked to resign from their government jobs. People were asked to boycott the foreign goods and use only Indian-made goods. This movement was a reaction towards Rowlatt Act 1919 and Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So the answer of this question is Mahatma Gandhi. And if we talk about Mahatma Gandhi, one more thing that you need to remember here is that particularly that Mahatma Gandhi particularly has left this movement after Chauri Chaura incident, and after that he also particularly left the political scenarios. Swaraj Party was formed in the year 1921, 1933, 1930, 1923. We just did this question earlier. Take your time. And I guess the answer you are giving is right, because the answer is 1923. So Swaraj Party, also called as Congress Khilafat Party, was formed on 1923 by C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru. The formation of Swaraj Party came after various significant events like the withdrawal of non-cooperation movement, the Government of India Act 1919 and 1923 elections. Prominent leaders of this party included N.C. Kelkar, Hussain Shahid Surawardi, and Vitthal Bhai Patel. So answer is 1923. So Swaraj Party was formed in the year 1923 by C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru, and it ended with the death of C.R. Das. Swaraj Party was established to demand for greater freedom for Indian people. When was Swaraj Party formed at Gaya? 1927, 1920, 1923, 1928. Take your time. And I guess the answer you are giving is quite right, because the answer is 1923. So in 1922, the Congress session was held under the chairmanship of C.R. Das in Gaya. The resolution was passed not to take entry in the council. Consequently, C.R. Das had resigned. In March 1923, C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru called up his support for an All India conference in Allahabad and founded Swaraj Party, a new political party. Swaraj Party was presided by C.R. Das, and Motilal Nehru served as General Secretary. So answer is 1923. First time Swaraj Party was formed at Gaya. And remember, in 1922, the session was held in Gaya, in which the chairman was C.R. Das, who along with Motilal Nehru formed a Swaraj Party within the Congress to argue for the return of council politics. C.R. Das, Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, Bhimrao Ambedkar. And the answer is quite simple, because the answer is C.R. Das. So Swaraj Party was an Indian political party established in early 1923 by members of Indian National Congress, notably Motilal Nehru and C.R. Das. Their first session was held at Allahabad. C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru formed a Swaraj Party within the Congress to argue for a return to council politics. The main purpose was to oppose the British policies within the councils, argue for reforms, and also demonstrate that these councils were not truly democratic. So, answer of this question is C.R. Das. Which of the following freedom fighter was the co-founder of Swaraj Party along with Motilal Nehru? Simple question this is. Take your time. Answer is quite simple. The answer is Chittaranjan Das. Swaraj Party was formed on 1st March 1923 by C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru. C.R. Das was the president and the secretary was Motilal Nehru. Prominent leaders of the Swaraj Party included N.C. Kelkar, Hussain Shahid Sohrawardi, and Subhash Chandra Bose. The party was formed when Mahatma Gandhi withdrew the non-cooperation movement in 1922 after the Chauri Chaura incident in Gorakhpur. So C.R. Das was the co-founder of this Swaraj Party, also known as Congress Khilafat Party. Who among the following was one of the founder members of Swaraj Party formed in 1923? C.R. Das, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Jawaharlal Nehru, or Subhash Chandra Bose? Take your time, guys. And I think there is no reason for you to not know about this question because we have done this question so many times now. Answer is very simple. C.R. Das. Swaraj Party was established as a formed in India in March 1923. After Gaya Annual Congress, Khilafat Swaraj Party. It was a political party conference in December 1922 that sought greater self-government and political freedom for the Indian people from the British. The two most important leaders were Chittaranjan Das, president, and Motilal Nehru as the secretary. And this party was formed in 1923, and was known as the Congress Khilafat Party. So do remember the answer is C.R. Das. And that's it in this session as well. I hope you have learned a lot of things with me in this session, and I will meet you again in next session. Until then, bye bye. Take care, everyone, and see you soon, guys.